Hello students, welcome to the session. Today we will learn something about the building construction material. I am Mr. M.H. Mota, Assistant Professor, Sharad Institute of Technology, College of Engineering. So the major outcome of the today's lecture is that to understand the importance of studying building material. Now what do you mean by a building? The definition says that a building is a structure with a roof and walls standing more or less permanently in one place, such as house or factory. But for a civil engineer, it is something else. For civil engineering, it is the art or business of assembling materials into a structure. So basic parts of building. The building is generally divided into two parts. One is called substructure and second is called superstructure. Substructure is a part of a building which generally lies below the ground level, while superstructure is that part which lies above the building, above the ground level. The substructure generally includes the foundation or even sometimes the construction which is made underground, like the space for parking or the storage. Well, superstructure is a part of a building which is constructed above the ground level. These two parts are generally connected with each other using a part called a plinth. The different building components in general includes the roof, parapet, lintels, beams and columns, the damp-proof cores, the walls, windows and doors, different floors, staircase, plinth and ground beams, foundation and plinth levels. We will try to understand the functions of each. Generally, roof is made to enclose the space from the top. Parapets are the walls constructed around the top floor open space, like the galleries or terrace, to protect the user. Lintels are the horizontal parts which are generally constructed above any opening. Beams and columns are the main structural elements of the RCC or framed structures. Damp-proof cores are used to protect the building from entry of moistures. Walls are generally constructed to enclose the space from outside. Along with that, walls even help us to divide the space internally. The windows and doors are used to protect us from the different external agencies like the rain, wind, or something like that. Along with that, it also facilitates us to enjoy the natural beauty surrounding the structure. It also helps us to achieve the ventilation, which is far more important for a pleasant life. Along with that, the floors are the elements which generally divide the space vertically. Along with that, we have stairs. These helps us to move vertically to go or assess the different levels constructed at different elevations. We have plinth beams and ground beams. These are the beams similar but are constructed at the plinth level or ground level. Foundations are the things which generally used to transfer the load of superstructure to the soil lying beneath. Well, plinth is the part which generally connects the substructure and superstructure. Now, what are the engineering requirements of building? What are the demands what engineer need to fulfill when he is constructing a building? So, the engineering demand includes a sound structure which deals with the strength of a building, architectural requirement to make the building pleasant to live, and the provisions of basic services like utility. When we are talking about the sound structure, it must have a sufficient strength to bear different kinds of loading it will expose throughout its life, right from the erection stresses to the different loads it will carry during its normal life cycle, like dead load, live load, wind load, or similar loads. Nowadays, even the structures are to bear with the different loads like vehicle load, as The parkings are much commonly constructed at the different elevations. Architectural requirements are even equally important, as every user wants the structure in which it lives or prepare or do a work needs to be much more pleasant. It even deals with the output of the user as such. So architectural requirements are even equally important, and along with that, every building needs to provide certain basic services or utility facilities like electrification, like plumbing requirement, the disposal of water and wastewater or any other type of waste that has been generated, the maintenance of temperature in the form of different air conditioning materials and air conditioning provisions and such. And you will agreed with me that everywhere you need to assess which material you will use. So this is where the importance of material can be highlighted, that everywhere one need to assess what kind of material as engineer has to use. Next part, the costing of a building. Now the building generally is divided under the two major costing elements. One is building material and second is labor cost. The building material cost around 65 to 70%, while labor cost goes around 30 to 35%. And the total cost is the sum total of these two major components. So here even civil engineer needs to be very critical to analyze what kind of material it will use, what kind of material will even decide what kind of labors to be used, what is the level of workmanship or skill is essential according to the material that has been selected, and ultimately it even deals with the different calculations associated with the profits and expenditures to be made. We will try to understand few common construction materials. So these materials includes stone, bricks, lime, cement, metal, water, timber, sand, aggregates, glass, then different types of tiles, paints, varnishes, plumbing fixtures and wiring material. So this list is very exhaustive, and the civil engineer needs to be very critical while deciding what kind of material is essential, in how much quantity he will procure this particular material, when to procure, how much to procure, and how to store. So everywhere the civil engineer deals with the different kinds of materials and labors. So that's why the civil engineer must study the building material very critically. It is a key for being a very successful civil engineer. And for becoming a very successful civil engineer, one must be very critical about the selection of material and the different things he will do along with that. So let's meet in next section to know more about this. Thank you for having me, and don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. Thank you.